In this video, I wanted to go over the basics of stepping commands that are used in LLDB for debugging. There are two types of commands that you can do. One are used for source level debugging, which is source code, and the other is instruction level debugging for stepping through assembly. The two commands that are used for source level code are n and s. N allows you to go to the next line of code, while s allows you to go to the next line of code unless you're in a function, at which point you go into the function. So it's kind of like a step into. Ni and Si are very similar in that sense. Ni goes to the next line of assembly. Si also goes to the next line of assembly unless you are again in a call instruction, and at which point Si will step into the next line of assembly in the call instruction. I've got this simple little C++ file here, which is int main. All it's doing is setting up some variables and adding them. Let's take a look at how we can step through the source code in LLDB. The first command to go over is n. So n just goes to the next line in the source code. This is the assembly, this is the source code, this is the C++ source code. Pressing n takes you to the next line. And it's very straightforward. You just keep going to the next line. So if I keep pressing N, I'll keep going to the next line. At which point I'm going to press run to restart running the debugger from the beginning. Let's press N once more. N, very straightforward. All this does is goes to the next line. How does S work? If I press S like this, well, we've assigned A equals 1, now we're assigning B equals 2. We've got a function here. Int sum equals the result of add A plus B. Now, obviously, add is a function, so if I press S, it's going to go into that function. Step essentially goes to the next line, but if you're in a function call, it will go into the function call and it will go in the next line of that function call. Step into the function is how I think about step. And so now if I press S once more, again, it's just going to go to the next line by default. And if I press S once more, and by the way, you don't have to type S to press it. You could just press enter and then that will run the previous command. So in this case, I just pressed enter before. So that's why we've exited the add function and we're now back in main. And of course we can press S once more to go to the next line. So that explains these two commands. N is to go to the next line of source code and S is to go to the next line as well. But if you've got a function call, then S will essentially step into it. And the other two commands, of course, are Ni and Si. So let's go through those real quick. If I do Ni, it's going to go to the next instruction. In this case, it happens to be that int a equals 1 was only one line of assembly. So by pressing Ni, not only did I move to the next line in assembly, I also moved to the next line in the source code. But that's not always going to be the case, and we're going to see that real soon. So I'm going to press Ni. Once again, we've moved to the next line in the assembly, but we've also moved to the next line in the source code. But this time around, it's going to be different because when you're running the add function, you're going to need to set up some registers. So this time around, we're not going to go to the next line directly here, but instead we're going to go through these lines in assembly. Notice that A is underlined because A is essentially being set. But if I press Ni, now B is being underlined because B is being set. This time we are going to the next line of assembly, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to go to the next line of source code. So if I press Ni once more, then we're still on this line of source code, but in assembly, it's going to call this. The interesting thing with Ni is that it's not going to go into the call queue. It's not going to take us to the assembly for add. It's just going to go to the next line. It's as if we had, just called that function. And once I pressed Ni once more, it finally went to this line of assembly, which represents this line in the source code. So Ni just goes through the assembly line by line. And if you see a call queue or a call function, it won't go there. And now let's go through the final command, which is Si. So Si basically does what Ni does, except if you see a call queue, then it's going to go into it. Let's do Si, type Si. There we go. We've completed this line of assembly. If I keep pressing Si, you're going to notice that the underline here is going to change from A to B. So I'm going to press Si. Now it's going to be in B. It's trying to set up B. And of course, this went to the next line. If I press SI, and finally we're at a place where we're going to do call Q, which is going to take us to the add function. If I press SI once more, you're going to notice that we are now in the add function, and this time we are stepping through in the assembly with SI. If you recall, when we did S, I believe it stopped like right here, but when we're doing SI, it's stopping right in the assembly itself. This is going through the assembly. I keep pressing SI and, setting up the registers. And once we reach here, we are starting to move what's in the stack into EAX, which is getting added to be in sum. So let's do SI once more, and then once more. Essentially, SI is doing the same thing as NI, but whenever you see a call queue, it's going to go into that function. And of course, if we had another function in here, like a multiply or something like that, then of course it would go into that. But we can keep pressing SI, and of course we will return. And yeah, that's all I want to talk about today is source level debugging and instruction level debugging. The 4 commands in LLDB that you need to be familiar with. These are N and S to go through source level code, and NI and SI to go through instruction level or assembly line by line or step into it, things like that. So hopefully that was helpful and taught you guys something about how to debug in LLDB. If you found the video useful, then hit the like button and consider subscribing for more videos just like this. If you have any questions about this, you can leave them down in the comments below and I'll try to respond to everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.